What's up guys, Sal here. So the Galaxy S22 Ultra is gonna be a beast of a handset, and for the first time in many years it's gonna go toe to toe with Apple's latest iPhones when it comes to raw power. I'll talk more about that in a minute, but first we've got the pricing information about the Galaxy S22. You see, earlier this year with the Galaxy S21, many were surprised to see how aggressive Samsung went with the pricing. It started at $799 in the US, which was $200 cheaper than the standard Galaxy S20. Of course, they made some cuts to make it happen, mainly a Full HD Plus display and a plastic back. Not to mention, they didn't offer a charger with the handset either, with the Galaxy S22 more or less offering the same features except for some changes in camera and chipset. People were wondering if the prices are gonna remain the same as well. Turns out they will, at least for the base S22. According to Sam Mobile, the Galaxy S22 will again start at $799. They didn't provide pricing details of the other two S22 models, but rest assured I'll keep you posted. With that said, recently Qualcomm unveiled their flagship chipset, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, that will go inside the Galaxy S22 lineup. Qualcomm said it's around 30% better than its predecessor, but didn't give any info on how it fares against the competition, especially with Apple's latest A15 Bionic on the iPhone 13 Pro. Well, that changes today as we have the first benchmark of the chip in action that shows Android is yet to play catch up in the CPU department, but in the GPU, Android has finally surpassed Apple. First up here are the Geekbench 5 scores of the chip against the competition. Note that this is purely a CPU benchmarking site, and it shows the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 equipped Galaxy S22 Ultra is going to be around 15 to 20% faster than the S21 Ultra, and an overall score competitive with the iPhone 12, not the iPhone 13. But with the GPU, we're gonna see a night and day difference. In the GFX Bench 5 test, the Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 absolutely destroys the competition, including the iPhone 13 Pro Max. The gaming FPS is 69 on this chipset, while it's 54 on the iPhone 13 Pro Max. But look at that difference when compared to its predecessor on the Galaxy S21 Ultra. It's around 5 times more than the Snapdragon 888, which is unheard of when we're talking a year-over-year improvements. You see, one of the reasons this is possible is that Qualcomm has finally optimized their chipset for the Vulkan API, something Apple has been doing for years. So while the GPU delivers a 30% performance boost in normal conditions, in apps that use the Vulkan API, it promises up to 60% increase in performance, something that we're seeing in these graphics benchmark. And by the way, these huge gains in GPU are not going to be a one-off thing. Ice Universe says the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 scheduled for 2023 flagships will also see a massive improvements in graphics. Now Qualcomm should also focus on the CPU part as well because they're clearly lacking behind Apple in this area. But interestingly, that might change as soon as next year, as Qualcomm has recently acquired a startup called Nuvia, formed by former Apple engineers who made the M1 chipset. And Qualcomm CEO has said that the first Nuvia based chips would sample to customers in late 2022, which means the Galaxy S23 will be one of the first handsets to feature the chipset. And it could mark the beginning of a new era where Androids are more powerful than iPhones in every department. Of course, do consider subscribing for all the latest S22 updates, and as always, I'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.